Minnesota Restaurant Association is part of a partnership, a coalition called Hospitality Minnesota with the Lodging Association, the Resort and Campground Association. We've worked hard on this issue of the minimum wage. We have not been opposed to an increase. We can work. $9.50 is higher than we had hoped for. We liked the Star Tribune position and the South Dakota approach, which would have gotten us to $8.50. However, there are actually three things in this bill that we are supportive of. The youth wage is a really good idea, and I think to have a wage where 16 and 17-year-olds can get a job is great. The lower level of minimum wage for smaller employers is a good thing. We have grave concerns about the inflation also. We're concerned about our minimum wage kind of walking away from surrounding states that aren't likely to ever have inflation. If you insist on doing that, having both a limit and an off-ramp are prudent public policy. One of the areas that we disagree with is the treatment of tips. And Senator Bach said it wasn't in either bill. The off-ramp wasn't in either bill either. And the provision was almost in the House bill. We failed on the House floor to amend it in on a 65-65 tie vote with three representatives who had told me they'd vote yes out sick that day, both in the two of them in the hospital. So it was close. And I also want to make clear, we haven't proposed or supported a traditional tip credit for a long time. We've proposed a better idea. And if you want more information, we have a website up, abetterwaymn.com. It has gotten tens of thousands of views in the last few weeks. We've been on the radio in 78 stations around the state to explain the dangers of not having a youth wage, the concern about making Minnesota an island compared to surrounding states, and the concern about putting at risk good-paying tip jobs. In many of our restaurants, the only people who will get a raise from this proposal are those who are already our highest earners. In most restaurants, particularly in the metro and in regional centers, cooks and preppers and back bar people already make $9.50 or $10 an hour. I'd love to see that they will get a concomitant raise, but I doubt that that's possible.
But you're not predicting significant job loss.
I'm predicting significant job change, but not significant job loss.